Aloha, I'm Kalai Miller and welcome to Ocean Paddler. On today's episode, we head to sunny Southern California for the U.S. mainland's most competitive six-man outrigger event. We're talking, of course, about the U.S. Outrigger Championships at the iconic Catalina crossing. This two-day event takes paddlers 27 miles from Newport to Catalina Island and back. And with over 100 crews from all across the globe in attendance, this turned out to be one of the most competitive years yet. So let the adventure begin.
We are here in Newport Beach at the Newport Dunes for the U.S. Outrigger Championships, the Catalina Crossing. And I want to say this is one of our biggest years yet, especially with all the visiting teams coming in. We really have kind of reached our max capacity.
It's so cool that you can see the same people and the same families and the visitors coming in and enjoying the same thing that we did 50, 60 years ago as little kids and growing up. It's so cool to be able to count on this traditionally year after year after year.
This is a channel crossing from Newport Beach, California to Avalon. The women race on day one, starting right outside Newport Harbor, 27 miles from Newport Harbor to Avalon. And then the men race the next day, leaving Avalon, paddling through Newport Harbor, finishing at the dunes, gives it an extra 4 miles for 31 miles. With Newport Beach being in a little bit of a metropolitan area and having the resources for visiting teams to come visit and stay and bring their families, it kind of makes it a popular race for a lot of out-of-town clubs to come through and race in.
Paddling and traveling is an awesome component of the sport. We're so fortunate to be coming down from Canada to this very hospitable, awesome state. But it's been amazing, and anytime you get to travel and race and be a part of this kind of culture, it's fantastic.
We've been able to travel all over the world. I was just recently in Samoa racing, spent a lot of time racing in Hawaii. To be able to return some of the hospitality that we receive, especially in Hawaii, people take us in. So to be able to share our food, our restaurants, our customs, it's pretty amazing.
Next, more action from the Catalina crossing. Day one of the Catalina crossing, hosted by the Southern California Outrigger Racing Association, takes women's and co-ed crews from Newport across to Catalina Island. And it's all done in unlimited canoes.
This is an unlimited only crossing. We've come to realize that we do have enough resources in the state of California to kind of fill all the crews in unlimited boats.
It's a little nerve-wracking because they are much lighter. Quicker, yes. Definitely have to be in tune with every person, really focusing on your movement patterns, your reach. I mean, these are all staples for us as a paddler. However, way more important when you're in an unlimited.
A lot of people talk about innovation, and there's people who talk about heritage. And I believe that you need both. So to see this be a whole unlimited race, I think is really cool, because you go to Hawaii in a regatta, all you see is koa canoes, right? So everything has its place, and when you're a builder, you can go, I'm gonna make it as narrow as I want in the front. I don't have to meet a spec. And your idea behind it is how light, how fast can we make this thing?
Something I love about paddling in general is that when I was 13 and I was a stick, I was starting to pass guys that were really strong because I had the finesse, and it's all about this, like, how do you move the boat? And I find that the unlimited boats, it becomes about that finesse, that technique, that smoothness. And when anything's a little bit off and I shift your hips, everyone feels it. And so I can be like, oh, I feel someone's foot is off, and I say that, and then we come together, and when it works, it feels insane.
Getting some of those back-end crews to where they can keep up now because the canoes are lighter and it doesn't tax them so much where they just can't move the boat. It's created a much more enjoyable experience for that group. So we're finding we're keeping a lot more of the older paddlers, we're gaining a lot more younger paddlers, and we've actually extended into an Ironman 10 and under division.
When we're trying to get resistance training, we'll go into the heavies, or if we're going to be paddling out of California, we'll paddle the heavies. So they're lively, they're easier to carry, of course, they're easier on the body, and we can get there a lot quicker.
The paddle was really good. The start was really fun. Dana Point, I think they jumped out right at the start, and we were kind of chasing them down the whole time. At one point, a mixed crew came up on us, and that was a lot of fun. Luckily, we were able to hold them off a little bit.
Our paddling was really cool because we actually get to the front in the start, and we could just stay on the front, and we just grow the gap, and it was nice.
To be able to take the Hawaiian lifestyle, the Hawaiian culture, everybody talks about that, but the Hawaiian lifestyle in the ocean, that's what's so incredibly giving. So for us to be able to intermix that is so unique. It's so lucky for kids, and then for adults to join in and they've never heard anything about it. Oh my God, all of a sudden, it's like old paddlers never die.
And we're always just trying to respect that culture, only be welcomed in, but there's always this striving to be like Hawaii. I feel like throughout California, there's like, we want to go there to race, we want to understand the culture. You know, we don't want to just take the sport, we want to respect where it came from.
That culture is very important to us. We maintain that throughout, and I think SCORA does a good job as well and is perpetuating that throughout all the clubs. But the Hawaiian culture it's a beautiful thing for someone like me that is, I suppose, a haole that comes from the mainland, like to understand and to learn a little bit of the culture, because it really is. It's about togetherness, it's about taking care of each other, taking care of the environment.
Those were at times challenging conditions, but there's no better place to end a competitive day of paddling than Avalon Town on Catalina Island. Congratulations to all who paddled, but especially our top finishers. In the women's open division, it was Newport Outrigger from California in third, Lahui Kai from Hawaii in second, and Dana Point Outrigger from California in first place. For detailed race results, you can check out SCORA.org. Stick around, because next, it's day 2 of the Catalina crossing back to Newport. Day 2 of the Catalina crossing takes the men and age group co-ed teams from Avalon Harbor back to Newport Harbor on the mainland. And with an extremely competitive lineup of crews from as far away as Tahiti, the battle was on right from the start.
We're here day 2, Catalina Classic. We're on Avalon on Catalina Island, and we're about to get ready to start rolling for the men's version of the race. So the women finished up yesterday, had an incredible race, some tough conditions at the end, and now we're getting ready for the men to go. So it should be exciting, a lot of good crews coming over. Really excited to get out there.
I'm super amped. There's crazy competition here like we've never had. It keeps building each year, so I'm definitely excited.
The Catalina race has turned into, people call it an iconic race. For us, it's just the channel race again and again. And it's so cool to be able to do again and again and again. There's not many opportunities where you can compete with the best in the world. They come from all over. And you see all the memorabilia, you see the history, you see it's the one thing we have. It's the one traditional thing we have. It's just such a cool thing to be able to do this.
This is kind of the big Super Bowl for us. Definitely the biggest one for visiting teams. There's other 9-man races, but they're smaller. And this one's fun because it's a 2-day destination island that happens to be a decent paddling distance away. And Catalina is kind of its own little gem of a gem.
Catalina history is big. Our committee works on trying to emulate that. We have tile awards. We have benefits back to the Kids Association here. We have 5 entities we work with that are like us, what we're trying to promote, an aquatic lifestyle.
So we do our racing up and down Southern California. We occasionally travel to Northern California or even up to Oregon. But this race is for sure the premier race.
The competition here at Catalina is some of the best I've seen in a long time. Some years we have great teams coming over. I remember as a junior seeing the great Lahui Kai teams come over and the great Outrigger teams battling and having our club Lanakila try and keep up with them and try and learn from them. And this year it's even more. I've seen the development of Tahiti coming over, Hawaii sending more than one big crew. And today, honestly, Shelva'a's here, and they've been dominant for at least 5 years, and for as long as I can remember. We have the Big Island boys are here. I know most of them just came back from winning the IVF World Championships. And on top of that, Lahui Kai has a whole new team. They're always fast, and Ryland Hart's coaching Outrigger. And those are just the traveling teams that I can think of off the top of my head that are insanely fast.
You know, as far as California goes, we always have fights with Lanakila and Danny and the HanoHano guys and Dana guys we've been having a lot of really close battles with. So competitively, we're fighting for usually that first spot in California. But you know, when the outside teams from Hawaii or Tahiti come over for this event, then that's when we really get to test our competitive levels.
Unique to this Catalina crossing, Shelva'a has shown up, and not only have they arrived, but they've brought their boat from Tahiti to race, so that's pretty special, as well as my team, Lahui Kai. We're here to give them a run for their money, as well as some other local Hawaii teams, so you can guarantee that this is going to be a tight battle.
Next, more action from day 2 of the Catalina crossing. The first Catalina crossing took place in 1959, and it is the most historic and popular outrigger canoe event in the mainland U.S. Its roots are tied directly to Hawaii's Tutsminville and Tukahanamoku, and this year participants chose to show support for the community of Lahaina, Maui.
With the global movement, the call out to wear red in support and solidarity of Lahaina and the people we lost in Maui and the people that are rebuilding for years to come, there was a call for everyone to race in red. And so there'll be just a wave of solidarity throughout the channel that we're all crossing together and just, hoping for the best for our community on Maui.
Coming from Maui, obviously Maui's been devastated, Lahaina especially. But it is really cool to come here and see. I mean, somebody from Catalina Island, a woman who lives here, asked, oh, where are you guys from? And when I said I was from Maui, she was saying how they were raising money to send to, for relief for people that have lost everything.
I mean, there's a strong connection. We're always thinking, the hats here, our jerseys. This weekend we're going to be sporting jerseys that are not about us. It's about the people on Lahaina.
And one of our crew members, Tiara, is from Lahaina area, so this has been really therapeutic for her, and having that team aspect and even the paddling community all to come together to support basically this cause and remember these people that have gone through a lot of hurt and to really help lift each other up.
Can't tell you how many people have come up to us and really just the outpour and the support where it is amazing, and sometimes you need that. To experience aloha outside of Hawaii is pretty amazing.
The conditions were fairly predictable for a Catalina race. Not too much surf going on, not a whole lot of wind. The first half of the race had good overcast conditions, and then in the harbor piece, the sun was out.
So the weather, maybe a little bit hot, but it was good. Hot and flat, but yes.
We took a quick start. Our game plan was to go out hard and see if we could secure a lead early on. And we did that. We held off our competitors as long as we could. Eventually they ended up catching up to us, and we had a good battle for a few minutes, and they took the lead, and we were just playing catch up the whole time. But we had a few good battles, and it was a good race.
The game plan was to start a little bit slow and then finish hard. So we took a good start today, and then after our coach David said so that it's the moment to push to increase the lead between us and them. So the boys did a good race. So want to congratulate every crew today who paddled, and thanks our boss and all our staff, our family, and all the boys.
It's always special to paddle with our Tahitian brothers who come all the way from down south, and we're always looking forward to these races because we know they get to come down. We get to learn a lot from them, and they get the opportunity to come here, and just super grateful on both sides to have the opportunity to race with each other. And form relationships, friendships, bonds that'll last forever. So always awesome.
You know, it's really just great to have competition out there. Like, win or lose, I love being out on the water with everybody else. You know, it's something that you can't find too many other places with any other sport. And it's great to see everyone out there, great to have fun with everyone, compete.
I think something that's really cool about paddling is that the entire world is one big family. It really feels like that. I've had insane experiences where someone I had never met in my life hosted me for 6 weeks in Tahiti. It's like, you're gonna come here and race? Like, come on, like you have one connection? Yeah, it's good enough. It's not a very big sport in the world, but that means that it's really close. And so I think we're all really feeling that, you know, with what's happened in Maui, we all feel connected to this place through this sport. And I think that racing may seem superfluous at times, but I think there's so much emotional power, so much mana in an event like this where we all are in one place and we all get to love the ocean, appreciate life, appreciate what we get to do, and kind of build that and really bring the spirit up.
And so we have friends and family that have come from Maui, from Molokai, from Oahu, from Hawaii, and people that have been affected. I'm coming out here partially to show some sort of, hey, back to normalness, to show some sort of, hey, let's get away and remember we're here to live. But big thing for me is just seeing the huge generosity, huge support, and it's been so amazing to see some of our friends from the area who have been affected and just be able to give them a hug and you know, tell them we're with them and we're here to support them.
What a blazing fast race. Congratulations to all who participated, but especially our top finishers. In the open men's division, it was Newport Outrigger from California in third, Lahui Kai from Hawaii in second, and in first place, Shelva'a from Tahiti. For detailed race results, you can check out SCORA.org. And if you'd like to see both days of racing in their entirety, you can either check out the SCORA or the Ocean Paddler TV Facebook pages and see the recording of the live coverage. That's all the time we have for this episode. We hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Kala'i Miller, and until next time, hoi pa.